India, the world's largest democracy, has undergone a period of significant transformation under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. His tenure has been a blend of ambitious reforms, bold decisions, and a vision to elevate India's stature globally. Since assuming office in 2014, Modi has sought to redefine India's place on the global stage, projecting an image of a confident and assertive nation. His foreign policy initiatives have aimed at strengthening ties with major world powers while also fostering relationships with neighboring countries. His tenure has been marked by a series of ambitious initiatives aiming to propel India's economic growth, enhance its global standing, and address long-standing social challenges. Programs like Make in India, Digital India, and Startup India have been launched to boost innovation, manufacturing, and entrepreneurship. Modi's rise to power marked a watershed moment in Indian politics. His ability to connect with the masses and his promise of a new era resonated deeply with the electorate. He campaigned on a platform of development and economic revival, promising to usher in an era of prosperity and opportunity. His vision was to transform India into a global economic powerhouse. His decisive victory, securing a single-party majority for the Bharatiya Janata Party, or BJP, signaled a shift in the political landscape, reflecting a desire for change and a departure from the status quo. This victory was seen as a mandate for his vision and policies. Modi's leadership style, often described as charismatic and decisive, has resonated with a large segment of the Indian population. His ability to communicate directly with the people through platforms like Mann Ki Baat has further solidified his connection with the masses. He has cultivated an image of a strong and decisive leader, capable of taking tough decisions and steering India towards a brighter future. His focus on infrastructure development, economic reforms, and national security has been central to his governance. His supporters point to his track record of governance in the state of Gujarat, where he served as chief minister, as evidence of his ability to deliver on his promises. They highlight the economic growth and development achieved during his tenure there. However, Modi's tenure has also been marked by criticism and controversy. His policies and decisions have often sparked intense debate and opposition. His detractors accuse him of pursuing a divisive agenda, stoking religious tensions, and undermining democratic institutions. They argue that his approach has led to increased polarization within the country. They point to instances of intolerance and violence against minorities, arguing that his government has failed to adequately address these concerns. These issues have raised questions about the inclusivity and fairness of his administration. As India enters a new chapter, the legacy of the Modi era will continue to be debated and analyzed for years to come. The impact of his policies, both positive and negative, will shape the future trajectory of the nation. At the heart of Modi's vision for India lies a set of ambitious initiatives aimed at transforming the country's economic and social landscape. These initiatives are designed to propel India into a new era of growth and development, addressing both long-standing issues and emerging challenges. These flagship programs, with their catchy slogans and ambitious targets, have captured the imagination of many Indians, promising a brighter future for all. They aim to foster a sense of unity and purpose among the diverse population, encouraging collective effort towards national progress. Make in India, launched in 2014, is perhaps the most well-known of Modi's initiatives. This program seeks to boost the manufacturing sector, which has long been seen as a key driver of economic growth and job creation. This ambitious program aims to transform India into a global manufacturing hub, attracting foreign investment and creating millions of jobs. By focusing on sectors such as automobiles, textiles, and electronics, Make in India aspires to make the country a preferred destination for global manufacturers. The government has implemented a range of reforms to improve the ease of doing business, making it easier for companies to set up shop in India. These reforms include simplifying regulatory processes, enhancing infrastructure, and providing incentives for businesses. Digital India, another key initiative, seeks to leverage the power of technology to empower citizens and bridge the digital divide. This program aims to ensure that every Indian has access to digital services and opportunities, regardless of their location or socioeconomic status. The program aims to provide high-speed internet connectivity to all citizens, promote digital literacy, and foster a thriving digital economy. By connecting rural and urban areas alike, Digital India hopes to create a more inclusive and connected society. From online payment platforms to telemedicine services, Digital India has the potential to revolutionize the way Indians live, work, and interact with their government. The initiative also aims to enhance transparency and efficiency in governance through the use of technology. Swachh Bharat, or Clean India, is a nationwide campaign aimed at improving sanitation and hygiene. This initiative addresses a critical public health issue and seeks to create a cleaner, healthier environment for all citizens. Launched in 2014, the program has made significant strides in reducing open defecation, constructing millions of toilets across the country. These efforts have had a profound impact on public health, particularly in rural areas. The campaign has not only improved public health but also fostered a sense of civic responsibility among citizens. By encouraging community participation, Swachh Bharat aims to create a culture of cleanliness and hygiene. These initiatives, while ambitious, face significant challenges. The scale and complexity of these programs requires sustained effort and coordination across various levels of government and society. Implementation has been uneven, and progress has been slower than anticipated in some areas. Factors such as bureaucratic inefficiencies, funding constraints, and logistical hurdles have impeded the pace of development. Critics argue that these programs often lack a clear vision and are hampered by bureaucratic hurdles. They point out that without effective oversight and accountability, the ambitious goals of these initiatives may remain unfulfilled. Nonetheless, these initiatives represent a bold attempt to address some of India's most pressing challenges and have the potential to transform the country if implemented effectively. With continued effort and commitment, they could pave the way for a more prosperous and equitable India. Modi's economic policies have been a subject of much debate, with both successes and setbacks marking his tenure. His approach has been both praised and criticized, reflecting the complex nature of governing a diverse and populous nation like India. His government's decision to implement the Goods and Services Tax, or GST, in 2017 was hailed as a landmark reform, simplifying India's complex tax system and creating a single national market. This move was seen as a significant step towards unifying the country's economy. The GST replaced a web of indirect taxes, streamlining trade and reducing bureaucratic hurdles for businesses. It aimed to make it easier for businesses to operate across state lines, fostering a more integrated economic environment. While the initial rollout was met with some teething problems, the GST is widely seen as a positive step towards creating a more efficient and transparent tax regime in India. Over time, it has helped in reducing tax evasion and increasing compliance. Another significant economic policy was the demonetization of high-value currency notes in 2016. This bold move aimed to tackle several deep-rooted issues in the economy. The government's stated aim was to curb black money, counterfeit currency, and terrorism financing. It was a drastic measure intended to cleanse the economy of illicit activities. However, the move led to widespread chaos and disruption, with long queues forming outside banks and ATMs as people rushed to exchange their old notes. The suddenness of the announcement caught many off guard. While demonetization did not achieve its intended goals, it did accelerate the adoption of digital payments in India. The push towards digital transactions was a silver lining in an otherwise tumultuous period. The government's push towards a cashless economy, coupled with the increasing availability of affordable smartphones and internet access, has led to a surge in digital transactions. This shift has modernized the way many Indians handle money. However, Modi's economic policies have also faced criticism. Detractors argue that the benefits of these reforms have not been evenly distributed. The government's handling of the economy, particularly in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, has come under scrutiny. The pandemic exposed vulnerabilities in the economic structure. Critics argue that the government's focus on big-ticket reforms has come at the expense of addressing more pressing issues such as job creation and rural distress. The economic challenges faced by the rural population and the unemployed remain significant hurdles. Section 4. Economic headwinds, challenges on the horizon. Despite India's economic progress, significant challenges remain. Unemployment, particularly among the youth, continues to be a major concern. The economy has not generated enough jobs to absorb the millions of young people entering the workforce each year. Inflation has also emerged as a pressing issue. eroding the purchasing power of ordinary citizens. Rising food and fuel prices have hit low-income households particularly hard, raising concerns about social unrest. The government's efforts to curb inflation have had limited success, and the rising cost of living continues to be a major challenge. The agricultural sector, which employs a large proportion of the population, has been grappling with low incomes and indebtedness. Farmer protests against agricultural reforms highlight the deep-seated agrarian crisis facing the country. The government's efforts to address these concerns have been met with mixed reactions, with some farmers feeling that the reforms do not go far enough. The COVID-19 pandemic exacerbated existing economic inequalities and exposed vulnerabilities in India's social safety net. The government's response to the pandemic, while commendable in some aspects, has been criticized for its handling of the migrant worker crisis and the economic fallout of the lockdown. Section 5. Social fabric under strain, identity and citizenship. Modi's tenure has seen a rise in social tensions and concerns over the erosion of India's secular fabric. The passage of the Citizenship Amendment Act, or CAA, in 2019 sparked widespread protests across the country. The CAA, which offers a path to citizenship for non-Muslim refugees from neighboring countries, has been criticized as discriminatory and a violation of India's secular constitution. The National Register of Citizens, or NRC, implemented in the northeastern state of Assam, has further fueled anxieties about citizenship and belonging. The NRC, which aims to identify and deport illegal immigrants, has been criticized for its flawed implementation and its potential to disenfranchise genuine Indian citizens, particularly Muslims. The government's stance on these issues has deepened divisions within Indian society. Critics argue that these policies are part of a broader agenda to marginalize Muslims and undermine India's secular identity. The government maintains that these measures are necessary to protect national security and address illegal immigration. These controversies have raised important questions about the future of India's secular democracy. The government's efforts to address these concerns will be crucial in determining whether India can maintain its tradition of pluralism and tolerance.